was born as an immortal, and ever since I was a kid, the supernatural was always a wonder to me. Being part of it, of course, I mean, who wouldn't want to explore and discover mythical creatures only ever seen in pentagrams and only heard in tales of old? The hellish demon, the cunning vampire, the ferocious werewolf, even the massive and almighty dragon. So when I was finally 18, I began documenting, learning, and exploring this fantasy world. Some I only examined from afar, like the dragon and werewolf, while others, such as the demon and vampire, I had the pleasure of actually communicating with and learning their ways of ambushing their prey, of course, narrowly escaping in the process. After many years, I eventually reached a wall, as I feared I had documented all there is, but I didn't want it to be over. I tried thinking outside the box, of course with no avail, until I recalled something that the vampire told me.
In the modern world, prey usually has a place to call home, eventually anchoring in said home, never getting out. Always on electronic devices, so we have to adapt and learn new ways of hunting, be it with new abilities, magic, or even changing our persona.
The last part is what caught me, as I've never thought of this. So with that in mind, I began looking again, and this time on the dreaded internet. And lo and behold, I found it. Supernatural entities, transformed and evolved into a new type of species. Their given name, the VTuber, or as I called them, Lorem Ipsum Deorum, virtual deities. I was ecstatic. Finally, new species to document. So many candidates, so much story, so much art. So I began exploring, casually looking to see which one should I learn about first. It started off strong. A Hispanic pink gremlin, a very eccentric and explosive, half human, half whale, a beautiful ancient Egyptian harpy dragon, even a warhammer-like insect possessing a woman's body, each with their own created persona tactic of luring their prey, creating their own family of followers. Yet nothing completely caught my eye, till I came across a specimen with a very interesting story. Cinder, the fiery hound of hell, with, at first glance, a very down-to-earth personality, but that's only on the surface. Before her transformation, Cinder was actually called Tashi, the Mimic, a pink-haired girl with a very soothing yet seductive voice, luring her prey by mimicking other entities, or even humans, be it a simple girl, a yandere, a vampire, werewolf, even an out-of-character succubus. It was quite a journey researching her old self, because to me it seemed that she was the perfect alpha predator, being able to mimic other behaviors. So at first her transformation puzzled me. I couldn't pinpoint exactly how she fell down in hell, as there are no reports of her death anywhere I looked. But I did find her origin story as Cinder. But as I was watching it, something felt off, as I recalled once encountering a demon saying,
I can't even catch one single human anymore. That hound girl's lucky. She got the demon lord's special treatment.
with that I immediately went to hell to see if I could make contact with one of her kin. As I navigated the circles, I eventually came across a surprisingly generous hound, and he told me the real story.
You see, she was originally the one with the heart of heaven, yes, but it was very unusual, though naturally she was cast out. She tried to be like us, and a couple of times you could see the fire in her eyes, but it was only fleeting. Until the Demon Lord got word. He offered her a way to serve him, while also using her own playful and heavenly nature. Since then, when reporting to the Lord, I hear her being a lot more devilish, animal-like even.
It was a very big discovery I made that day, and with that knowledge, I began my search for her. After searching for weeks on end, I eventually came across a hut with a big swimming pool, and a lot of fiery-looking dogs jumping and playing about. So I assumed I was in the right place, and mere seconds after, she appeared. The Hound, even more beautiful in person than in images. She asked me who I was, and without hesitation, I told her about myself. My writing, my discovery, my intrigue of her transformation, but more so her in general. She was surprisingly welcoming. I knew she was kind, but I was a complete stranger trespassing. Who would have known what intention I had coming here? But nonetheless, she invited me in and allowed me to document her. She was incredibly sweet, playing with her pyro pups, as she calls them. She told me about her life as a young hound, often being outcasted by everyone and eventually banished, and how even she doesn't remember how she ended up in hell. I began to doubt that hellhound story. How could someone this cute be cruel? Till I saw the amount of puppies emerging from the screen, almost like they were physically pulled here, by force even. When I asked her about it, she turned and looked at me with a very creepy smile I woke up tied to a chair, with Sinder holding a leash of sorts, which was firmly attached to my neck. I was a bit banged up and frightened, realizing I was led on by her. But when I looked, she had a very angry expression, yelling why I hadn't become her pyro yet, since this is how many passers-by have fell into her grasp. Little did she know that I haven't told her about my immortality yet, because I wanted to know how she would normally react. When I told her, she became furious and began scratching at my body, almost in despair, knowing this is probably the first time she felt the hunt. Eventually she gave up and untied me. For a while, we just sat down and talked. While still holding a bit of a grudge, she did eventually accept my mutual respect, friendship. When we went outside, I told her it was a pleasure and would love to chat again, as she stood there silently, waiting for me to leave. I leave this message here in case any human ever comes across my writings. Warning, the Hound is always watching. Don't listen to any word she utters. Otherwise, you might find yourself stuck on four legs and on fire for eternity. Unless, of course, you want that.
Hey guys, Damon here. Yes, this is actually my actual voice without all the activity stuff, so here it is. I wanted to do this portion improv, but I'm way too stuttery, so script it is. Firstly, I wanted to thank you for watching my video. I had a lot of fun making it, being my first time ever editing, and I hope you like this unusual take on your favorite Oshi. And now a more special message, more direct message to Sinder specifically. Firstly, happy birthday. You deserve all the good things in the world, and I hope you achieve even greater things than you already did. And thank you. You were one of few idols I wanted to try and be, And because of you, I also want to become a VTuber someday, so wish me luck, I guess. Also, my sleep-deprived self is writing this, watching your stream with Matara at effing 4 AM. XD. So with all that, Titanas Daemon going into hibernation.